Welcome to the Nerdington Post.
Hello.
I'm Walter.
I'm Will.
And hats off to Jessica Walter, TV's favorite grandmother.
Yep.
Died in her bed, which is cool. You know?
Died in her sleep, right?
Yeah.
Which is like the way to go.
Yeah, that's a comforting way to go. To have a long, successful career. As someone who didn't really know my grandparents, I thought of Lucille Bluth as my own grandparent.
That's right.
Which is why I'm in a state of arrested development. Today's episode is brought to you by Blue Moon Lightsky. If you like Blue Moon...
Don't drink this.
No, it's...
Don't drink this at all.
I had a coupon at Walmart. I saw a new product and thought, hey, let's check this out. I like Blue Moon. And the light version, wouldn't do again.
I don't like it. I wouldn't spend money on it.
Yeah. After this, I've got 4 more to go through, so...
If you try to give me this for free, I'd say, no thank you, sir. Take it back.
Yeah. But as Resident Evil fans, we're psyched for the Resident Evil 25th anniversary.
That's right, baby.
Which I don't think they've... Well, no, I just remembered something now. It felt like they haven't done much this week, but they announced the RE-verse open beta coming, which is a game we're not excited for.
No, not at all.
It'll be free with Resident Evil Village, which we're both excited for, so we will check it out for sure. But open beta dates coming April 7th through 8th, and then April 10th through 11th, where I guess 9th they're doing maintenance.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you like a Resident Evil deathmatch game, which I don't think anybody really has been craving for.
It's just another thing. It's like, hey, let's give something to the fans that they don't want and see if it works.
But it's free, so...
No, exactly.
It's cool that they're experimenting with stuff and it's just free, but I don't know, it's weird, man.
Who knows? Maybe it'll be a hit for people. Who knows? You don't know. We know.
Yeah, stick with the gal that got you to the dance.
That's right.
And that's single-player horror adventures. Sometimes co-op if you're going to do it Resident Evil Revelations 2 style and make it interesting.
Exactly. Not that 5 or 6 bullshit.
6 is fun. I like 6.
I didn't like 6. If I had to choose one, I would say 5.
Yeah. Flip what I said. 5. 6 is
I was going to say, you're the only person I've ever talked to has said, I like 6.
I've never beaten 6.
I think I only got halfway through 6, and I just couldn't. I was like, oh, this is horrible.
Yeah.
I'd rather play Alien Colonial Marines.
Yeah, me and a buddy got 6 in a Steam sale. I'm like, hey, man, we both know this got terrible reviews. We probably won't like it, but it's super cheap right now. Let's just play it.
I got it
at time playing 5, and then just no.
When I had an Xbox before I switched to PlayStation, then back now I'm both. But when I had an Xbox One, I was like, oh, really feel like paying $40 for this, and then they released the HD version or whatever for $20. I spent $20 on it, and I never finished it.
$20.
I never finished it.
Yeah, and also they announced the subtitle of the new Resident Evil live-action movie.
Welcome to Raccoon City.
Welcome to Raccoon City. They showed some set photos.
Looks very promising.
Cool. Yeah.
The fact that they're going to the mansion makes me happy.
Yeah, but a set photo doesn't mean it's going to be a good movie necessarily. Right. Just the track record of all Resident Evil side content from the animated movies to the live-action movies, not great.
But then again, Netflix is good. Netflix, like The Witcher was a good series. Have you watched The Witcher? Yeah. It's a good series. So far they're good at adaptations, like with the Marvel shows. Not all of them were great. I personally couldn't get into what is it, Iron Fist?
Season 2 is better.
If I was gonna watch one, watch season 2?
Yeah. Season 2 is better. Iron Fist was the one I was most hyped for because I love the character, and I thought at the very least, if the show's bad, he's the martial artist hero of the Marvel universe. At least it's gonna have cool action sequences. And then nope, the one thing you had to do right, it failed
for a martial arts show.
But season 2 is better.
Okay.
Characterization, side cast, and the fight choreography.
Daredevil's still my favorite, and Jessica Jones is pretty good. I like Jessica Jones.
I know you haven't seen it yet, but so far, Falcon Winter Soldier is might get up there to Daredevil levels of being one of my favorite.
Well, that makes me more excited. I'll have to watch it tonight.
Yeah. It's just, you have more time with those characters in a series to just sit with them and be with their daily lives and whatnot, and I like that a lot. Like the first episode.
Well, what's great is also Marvel's done a good job of like building up those characters over the past 10 years with the movies too. So already when you're going into it, you're invested. Yeah. At least that's how it was with WandaVision. Yeah.
Hey, Warner Brothers, give us the 4-hour cut of Blade Runner 2049.
Does it exist?
Yeah.
I mean, well, yeah, that's fair, because the original movie's like 3 hours by itself.
Give us the 4-hour cut. I mean, nobody may want it other than me, but
I'd watch it. Yeah. Blade Runner was 2049? Yeah. That was a great movie.
Well, part of it is just the director, Denis Villeneuve, just cut a lot out because he wants that bit of mystery to it, so it makes sense. But I want it. You may want to give us mystery, but I want to see just a sad replicant in his apartment for another hour. Ryan Gosling. I love seeing him sad.
Yeah.
Blue Valentine.
I've heard that's good. I've heard I'd like that movie.
It's so sad.
Is it really? Well, I don't want to cry.
Watch it, man.
But
no, you oh my god.
But sticking with Resident Evil news, so we're gonna do something super quick. We're gonna name our top 3 Resident Evil games, and I'll let you start with number 3.
It's so hard.
I know. I like that we did this right before we started the show, so we didn't have prep time, so we can just kind of think.
Resident Evil 5, man. Just because I have a lot of fond memories of that. Of Resident Evil 5. Resident Evil 5 is around the same time I started hanging out with this one guy around college time. Like, we haven't seen each other since high school, more or less. And shout out to Adil, man. It's one of the original congressmen of the USX Congress when this channel started like 9 years ago. But yeah, when we first started hanging out, it was around the time Resident Evil 5 came out, and we played the campaign together. We played Mercenaries together, and just whatever about the story, gameplay, it was so fun just playing that with friends.
Okay.
Resident Evil 5, number 3, baby.
Oh, man. Are we including remakes on here? Can we include?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Of course, the remakes are fair game.
Then I gotta go.
It's everything. If you want to name the light gun shooter, the Game Boy Color game, go for it.
Okay. Man. Then I have to go. My favorite one of all time would be the Resident Evil 2 remake that came out a couple years ago.
That's number 3.
Yeah.
Ow.
You know what? No, I lied. No, I don't. Resident Evil 2 remake.
2 remake.
If we were going to do top 4, number 4 would be the Resident Evil 3 remake.
Okay.
But Resident Evil 2 remake, because it was just so good. They just took what makes everything great about Resident Evil, gave it a nice fresh coat of paint, and just it made it so much better.
And the way they remix stuff from 2,
right,
where it has the same mood and atmosphere as 2, but they move things around enough where it stays fresh for like the veterans who played that game, and the way they made Mr. X,
right,
just so terrifying. I mean, the more you play it, the less scary it is, just because you know everything. You're doing speed runs to get that rank, but still, yeah, that was frightening. Yeah, and they captured what was great about Resident Evil, like not necessarily the jump scares, like you said, the atmosphere, the music is great. Still have a really good crafting system. The save system is pretty throwback, and just classic fun puzzles. And the way they blended the new era
right.
Resident Evil with the third person shooting, action focus, and then with the old school sensibilities.
Right. Yeah, you definitely get like a new school, old school feel with it. Yeah. It's so Resident Evil 2 remake is my number 3.
And that is my number 2. Resident Evil 2 remake. What's your number 2?
Resident Evil 4.
Okay. This is my number one.
Really?
Let's get into it, baby.
I mean, what's not to like? It pretty much it turned that whole genre on its head.
It's definitely it's one of the least scary, I'd say, but I love it as an action game. Just shooting a guy in the knee and suplexing him and his skull explodes is just so satisfying to do in a game.
I agree.
Just it feels so good still to play.
It was very outside of what Resident Evil's about.
Yeah.
But it was still Resident Evil. And honestly, who doesn't like the merch? Like, oh, what are you buying or selling, you know? So,
exactly.
And
just Leon's, he's badass, dude.
Yeah.
Just kicking dudes, suplexing dudes.
Jumping out windows.
Having knife fights.
Right?
It's like a 90s action movie, man. I love it. But it still has horror elements.
Yeah.
Like when you're being chased by like the bug dudes in the underground.
And the trolls.
Yeah.
So I'll go Resident Evil 4.
Yeah. Oh man, those gigantes. Yeah. Frightening. Ooh.
And that's your one.
That's my one, man. I love it so much still. I will replay that sometime this year. Maybe in April because it turns out I don't have a game to buy in April, so I'll probably check that out, download the HD mods,
right,
get it all prettied up, and blast the shit out of dudes and suplex them.
That's right.
Yeah, Resident Evil 4. What's your number one, baby?
7, Biohazard.
Oh, fuck. 7 is so good, too.
Yeah, because after 5 was okay, but after 6... I was just like, all right, well, this series kind of sucks. Because at one point they tried to do Operation Raccoon City. Yes. They tried to do 5 and 6, and it just seemed like they didn't care about Resident Evil anymore. And then Biohazard comes out, and I'm just like, holy shit. Not only is it a new spin on Resident Evil, but not only is the RE engine great, but it's just...
It was the shot in the arm that franchise needed.
Right. Agreed.
And maybe Capcom, because the RE engine was a game changer.
Yeah.
It's what they use everything on now. Even
2 and 3, the 2 and 3 remakes.
Devil May Cry, Monster Hunter Rise is made with the RE engine.
Which came out today, so...
Yeah. I mean... It changed the game by going first person, VR compatible, but went all the way back to the roots of the first couple Resident Evils,
right,
in that term of pacing, of tension, horror, the item management, just the puzzle solving.
Not as like you have to portion your bullets out and your resources out.
7's great, man.
That's why I'm excited for Village.
Village is gonna be.
I mean, Village has a really steep mountain to climb, but if the Maiden demo is any indication of like what they're trying to do, I think it'll be fine.
Oh, and that reminds me, like when they released the kitchen demo, like a year before they announced that it was Resident Evil 7, people were just interested in like, oh, what's this weird new horror game, man? It's really channeling the vibes of PT, and then we find out a year later at the next E3, like, oh, the kitchen demo is Resident Evil 7. It's going first person. It's shattered all expectations, baby.
Hell so good for you, Capcom.
Yeah. The Resident Evil. I think they're having a live stream this weekend for the 25th anniversary, so, I mean, I guess we'll talk about it next week if it happens. But yeah. That's it for Resident Evil, man.
Yeah.
Solid franchise. A little shaky at some points, but solid.
Coming back.
Yeah. Coming back. It's been back.
Well, baby. I mean, it's been back, and it's looking to keep going strong.
Yeah, and we've had it down our throats, and we're still on it, man. But yeah, some Xbox news. Xbox Live changed its name to Xbox Network. Give it a broader name, which might tie into the current rumors that Microsoft might buy Discord for $10 billion.
Even though Discord's free, right?
Yeah, Discord's free. Well, yeah. I mean, Skype is generally considered ass. I mean, people like Microsoft Teams, but I think I don't know, Microsoft's behind the 8 ball where the COVID era was the best time for Skype and Teams to take the world by storm. But then it got beat out by Zoom, which is something nobody's heard of until last year, where Skype was already on everyone's PC.
Yep.
And then Discord is hugely popular. That's my go-to thing for talking to people while gaming and whatnot. Why don't we do more discussing through... I think because we already text each other.
Yeah, we were texting. Yeah. And we do this.
Yeah. So, yeah, Discord.
Microsoft's just throwing out the money, man.
Yeah, they got it.
I mean,
if Discord means they will completely wipe Skype off of Windows, I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Because Discord's fine.
No matter what you do with Skype, you can't remove it from your computer or get it to not start up when you start Windows. Because it's like tied to fucking
Skype doesn't start up when I start my Windows. Maybe it's a work thing. Maybe because it's a work laptop. I don't know.
It's very... Skype. Get out of town. You're fine, but other options are better. But, yeah. Again, it's in the rumor mill. I mean, if Microsoft is willing to spend $7 billion on Bethesda, I'm sure they're willing to spend $10 billion on Discord, since this has wider applications than just games.
And it's an audience that they can...
Yeah. Yeah, but if they turn Discord into how they made the Xbox interface, where they're just constantly... it's a paid service, and they're shoving advertisements into it. It's like, fuck off, man. I don't want that. I want Discord to be as pure and simple as it is now.
No, I agree.
It's got a great interface. Don't do your thing to it. But otherwise, yeah, it might happen. Might not. Discord might not sell to begin with. Yeah. So
they're talking about even going public and not selling.
Yeah. Ooh. I'll get in on that.
I'd get on. Yeah, so would I. So would I.
Get in on the IP. Did DoorDash go public?
I think so.
Damn it. I remember...
But honestly, dude, with everything out there, you get DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub.
DoorDash is the biggest, though. I had my eye on it because I heard, like, around the rumor phase, like, hey, DoorDash might go public soon. And then I guess I slept on it.
Let me see. I'm see if they're public.
Because it's weird, because how big of a company that they are. They weren't profitable at that point.
Right.
Still. But yeah, I'll get in on that, man. It's too late to get in on Bitcoin.
Yeah, they're public. Stock's $135 a share.
Missed that IPO. Which is probably, I don't know. I mean, I guess like $40 cheaper than that when they first opened.
I don't know. Their 52-week low is 121. Right now they're trending at 135.
Okay.
They're not that bad.
When my buddy was telling me about Bitcoin like 7-8 years ago, should have jumped on it, man.
When we were talking about GameStop stock like 4 months ago, we should have fucking jumped on it when it was $2 a share.
Like 2-3 years ago.
Yeah, we should have jumped on that.
Yeah, but to be fair, we thought the company would be shut down.
Yeah, we thought the company
based on our insider knowledge, like this company's not going to last that long.
Like I'm shocked. I'm shocked. I lasted 2018 and you lasted 2019.
Yeah.
I'm shocked that happened.
Yeah. Because they have been doing a lot of reshuffling.
Yeah.
A lot of stories.
Well, and to be fair, the only reason their stock skyrocketed is because the memes and shit.
Meme stock.
So if it wasn't for that, it'd still be like $10 a share.
Yeah. I gotta diversify more because all my stocks are tech related. I gotta find out about agriculture or some shit like that.
Dude, invest in oil.
Oil.
Because when the country starts to go up, guess what's going to start costing more? Oil.
Well,
gas.
It might be a good time. Because I get my news from the BBC. Because the American major news apparatuses... we're Americans.
We suck.
We know how it is with our news. Whether you believe one side or the other, it's all one big whatever.
Clusterfuck.
So I get my news from the BBC.
I go
That
NPR.
might be the time to get in. Because I read the headline that one of the major Saudi oil companies was at like an all-time low. So if it's... if it's an all-time low, let's get in, baby. Because countries are reopening. People are going to be traveling
People
again.
are getting vaccinated.
Yeah, so people
gas prices are already starting to go up.
Yeah, let's get on gas. We got to... All right.
Send me the company link or the company name.
All right. If I remember this by the end of the episode, because while I'm editing this, I might just skim through this part. I'm not going to read this.
Gas.
Yeah.
Oil.
Gas. No, what we do is
Money.
we go to the gas station. We buy trash cans full of gas.
Okay, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
I recently rewatched that season.
That's a great season.
2 weeks ago.
Cornering the gas market.
But yeah, if we had 10 billion, like Microsoft, to potentially buy Discord, we're not going to buy Discord. We're going to buy gasoline with that.
That's right.
And store it.
And I'm shocked that Discord is worth more than Bethesda, but I guess Bethesda's just like
just
studios and games, and Discord is an entire community.
Yeah. Telecommunications, man.
It's the future, man.
It was the future 10 years ago. We should have, as teenagers, we should have invested in telecommunications.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah. If only we had time travel or foresight. I know how much you love Ghost of Tsushima, baby.
I hate that game.
Yeah, it is
I'm
trash. It's an ass game.
No, I love that game.
Made by
there's
it's
another PlayStation show or a game coming to have its own
movie,
show.
Baby. Movie by Chad Strahelski, who
did John Wick.
Yeah, one of the co-directors of John Wick. So at the very least, the action's gonna be great.
We'll see.
Yeah, Sony's thrown out their IP.
Yeah, man.
Oh, it makes sense.
Uncharted movie, Ghost of Tsushima movie, Last of Us show.
Because again, like Microsoft, people, since we're focused on gaming, people think like, oh, Microsoft, Xbox, but like, no, Microsoft is way bigger than just Xbox. Xbox is their smallest and least profitable division.
Right.
And then we remember PlayStation. Like, oh no, PlayStation. They're not just Sony's not just PlayStation. They also make movies, so it makes sense for them to.
Right.
They have, is it TriStar? There's, I don't know, one of their sub brands, but yeah, they make movies, TV shows, so it makes sense for them to do that with their video game properties. Right. Since PlayStation, which is like one of the opposite things of Microsoft, or PlayStation is one of their most profitable divisions. So yeah, Ghost of Tsushima. And also they talked a little bit more about the HBO series, where Season 1 will cover the first game in the series, and also stuff. Then also this kind of the stuff we kind of wanted originally, where it's going to cover stuff that's not in the first game.
What are we talking about?
Last of Us.
You didn't say that.
I'm pretty sure I did.
No, you didn't. You just said they're going to cover this.
Okay. So this I'll go back.
So we're talking about the Last of Us TV show.
Cut it to rub it in your face. I'll put it here in the little in the bottom of the screen with the audio cleared where I shifted to The Last of Us. It's going to cover stuff outside of the game and might divert some story points from the game. That's fine. Yeah, it'll keep it fresh for people who love the game and are very familiar with that story, which is fun.
It's fun with me.
It's good, baby. Good. I trust that team. I hear great things about Chernobyl. Still haven't seen it. It's on my queue.
I've heard good things about Chernobyl.
I re-upped HBO Max, so at some point I will watch Chernobyl if I forget to cancel it after the end of this month, which is probably going to happen.
We still got to watch Loki when that comes out.
Yes, that's Disney Plus, baby.
Shit, you're right. Wow.
Loki's coming out a bit later, though. It's not right after Winter Soldier.
Dude, you never know with them. They might do it just to keep Disney subscriptions going.
They should. That's why I still have my subscription. Normally I'll cancel after the show, but then they had Falcon and Winter Soldier.
It's June.
Okay. I got a couple months of not subscribing to Disney Plus.
It's fine because, we got games to play.
Yeah. Oh, Maze Stack, baby. Something that frees up June with Loki. We're not going to be playing Back for Blood in June.
Not until October.
October 12th, the spiritual successor to Left 4 Dead, which we're excited for. We're gonna blast zombies together.
Yes, we are.
We're gonna be zombies attacking attacking survivors in the versus mode. And it's gonna be great. Back 4 Blood delayed, but yeah, excited for that.
I am too.
It's gonna be a good Halloween though. Spooky, scary game.
68.
Gonna be playing with friends on Discord, which may or may not be owned by Microsoft.
Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah. But to the reason why I've got HBO Max again, the Snyder Cut.
Snyder Cut, baby! Oh, it was so good.
4 hours.
It was so long.
Yeah.
So did you see the thing where IGN went back and watched it, and they timed it?
How many?
27 minutes of slow-mo.
Yeah.
They could have easily cut out half an hour of that fucking movie.
That is the joke I had in my head. Of like, all right, 4 hours long, a fifth of it's going to be slow-mo. Knowing Zack Snyder.
Yeah. And turns out 30 minutes, he could have cut 30 minutes of that movie. But it was great.
Well, you need the slow-mo for the flash scenes.
Well, and for the final kill in the end.
But everything else, like, we got to see the football scene in slow motion. We got to have him just walk down a hallway, slow motion. Right. Like, every time any character walks towards the camera, it's got to be in slow motion. Like, Zack Snyder, come on, man.
We love you, and we're happy that you got to release your vision.
Love him. I'm happy he got to release his vision. I'm not a fan of his work, but I'm happy that a creator is having the opportunity to go balls out with his creation.
Agreed.
Yeah. I'd put it in terms of DC movies, it's in the upper half.
I agree.
Of the rankings. But yeah, that movie did not need to be 4 hours long.
No, I agree.
Like, you could still cut an hour from it and it'd still be the same better movie.
Right, I agree.
Yeah. Because the main thing is having the more flash scenes and the extra cyborg scenes, especially.
Yeah, that was really great. It was nice to see them get the screen time they deserved, and just for their stories to be more fleshed out.
And also, the movie's more tonally consistent because it doesn't have the weird quippiness of Joss Whedon.
Right. Which
here's the thing. There's one thing I like about the Whedon version more. It's that you have more interactions with Diana and Bruce, where I like that relationship.
Yeah,
that they have in the Whedon version, because it kind of, because to me as a fan of the Justice League animated series, it calls back to their relationship of like, oh, will they, won't they? Right. They got a vibe going. I like it. Diana's all hopeful, and
I agree with
Bruce
that.
is cynical and trying to be less cynical. But still, Snyder's better.
Yeah, by far. But I do agree, it could have been shorter. I just
still like Man of Steel more. Better than Dawn of Justice.
I feel like that's anyone. Because Dawn of Justice was, like, again, it's like another one of those movies that if you're going to watch Dawn of Justice, you got to watch the 3-hour version, because the 2.5 hour version
even that
doesn't...
Well, unlike the Dawn of Justice, I don't think the extended cut makes it a better movie, though.
I don't think it makes it a better movie. I think it ties everything together better.
It does.
And that was the problem with Joss Whedon doing the Justice League, where you were kind of like, all right, how does this connect to this? How does this connect to that? Because I think he only used like 8 or 10% of what Zack Snyder shot.
Yeah.
Because he reshot like 80% of the movie.
I think, hey, but here's the main thing. The most important thing that matters to me, what I love with DC and the Snyder Cut, you get full-blown Flash, baby.
No, I agree.
Flash does so little in the Whedon movie.
Well, so does Cyborg.
Yeah. But something do you watch the CW verse at all?
No.
All right, with the Arrowverse, I don't care for it, like, from what I've seen, just whatever. But I watched the first 2 seasons of The Flash, because The Flash is my favorite DC hero.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically Wally West, Barry Allen, I could give or take, but he's the main Flash these days. So what I loved, so I watched The Flash because I love The Flash. What hooked me on the Arrowverse Flash is in that first season they go full blown comic book weirdness, time travel, Professor Zoom, all that shit. They go full blown on that. So that had me love the first season, and then to a lesser extent the second season, and then third season, I'm out after a couple episodes. But that's what they do with the Flash and the Snyder Cut. Like, no. Off the bat, you're getting full-blown Flash. Spoilers. I'm going to put spoiler warning at the start of this conversation.
Yes, please
do. You see him fully tap into the Speed Force. You see him tap into the time travel powers. It's fucking... It looks so cool the way he does it. He's literally rewinding time, and the ground beneath him is rebuilding as he's running on it. It's so fucking cool.
Yeah.
So cool, man.
Yeah. I mean, I know Joss Whedon was brought in to just do what Warner Brothers wanted.
Yeah.
And I think that's ultimately why I didn't like his version of Justice League. And I thought it was great that it was an R-rated Justice League movie, and you see fucking Steppenwolf just go ham on everyone.
Well, that's another thing of why I don't like the Snyder takes on it, is his cynical portrayal of superheroes. Where, like, in interviews, he said, like, well, you don't think Batman's gonna kill people? Like, no, that's part of the superhero fantasy, is that they could go out there and do justice without having to resort to our regular human means. They are superheroes. They're modern day myths.
Yeah,
you know?
but I agree with you there, but I do like...
It works for the universe he's crafted. I don't like the premise at which he's crafted that universe, though.
That's fair. But I always love the idea when Ben Affleck was cast as Batman. I was like, oh, he's like an old, withered down Dark Knight Returns Batman, and I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, I do
like as soon as I heard that, I was like, oh, that's sick.
Like old Bat. Which it works. That old, cynical Batman works.
In his universe.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you think of the nightmare scene?
And totally consistent. At the end?
Yeah.
See, another prediction I thought a fourth of the movie was going to be
so did
sequences, which I'm glad they pared back and saved it for the end.
Same.
It has me excited for a sequel that will never happen.
Same.
It's kind of it's kind of salt in the wound.
Yeah, it's like
Snyder.
It's like, oh yeah, we're gonna let Zack Snyder do his thing. Oh yeah, this is the last of that. But no, the nightmare scene was just so good.
Where we see a different Justice League and Superman taken over by the anti-life equation after Lois's death.
Thanks to Batman.
Taking over the Earth. And we see the Justice League is now... It's Flash, Cyborg,
Deathstroke,
Batman, Deathstroke,
Mera, and the Joker.
Yeah, Mera, who's got Aquaman's
Trident.
And I love also, nice little detail, since she's a hydromancer, she has that giant container of water with her. And then, that interaction between the Joker and Batman is very satisfying.
It's very Batman and Joker-y.
Yeah. Which I was reading an interview about it, why Snyder included it, because yes, he set up the Joker and Batfleck, but then with how his line of movies is never being finished, he thought he had to deliver, like, well, I have to have them face each other at some point.
Right. Because
it might not ever happen in the DC universe with the characters that I set up, and then he does it, and it's good. It's satisfying.
It's like you said, it's that salt on the wound. It's like, wow,
yeah,
we're probably never going to see those two interact again. It's very sad, because I love this iteration of Joker better than I liked his Suicide Squad Joker.
Yeah. Because you have Joker and Batman in a similar place where they've lost everything, so they're both a little more grounded. Where you see Joker's cruel streak, which you expect, but then you also see him more of like he understands the stakes of what's going on, because the world is fucked.
Right.
Because he's all about chaos and whatnot, but then you kind of get the sense that it's a Joker when he finally sees like the world that it's full chaos. Right. He's like, oh, this is a little fucked up.
Yeah.
This is a little too fucked up for me, buddy. And then you see Batman bring out his cruel streak to clap back at Joker.
Yeah. It was some of the best Batman Joker dialogue I think we've had in a movie, probably since The Dark Knight.
And also the changes between the Lex Luthor and the Deathstroke confrontation or meeting
was
they just have
because that was going to set up the Batman solo flick that Batflick was going to direct.
Again, more salt of just like we're not going to get that.
That would have been such a good movie.
Joe Manganiello versus
Bruce Wayne or Ben Affleck. Ben
Affleck, man, that would be great. But we're getting that Pattinson movie, which looks good too. But if we could get both, that'd be great.
Did you see? I saw today that
unless Snyder Cut does ridiculously good numbers,
apparently it's outpaced everything on HBO Max. And then the tweet "Restore the Snyderverse" reached 1.3 million hashtags today, surpassing "Release the Snyder Cut" and Avengers Endgame.
Yeah. See, here's the deal. With how Flashpoint might play out, you could easily have the two different universes, and it's fine.
And that's why they're doing the Flashpoint story.
And we get it. Like, why season 1 of The Flash worked. It's like, we get it. These sci-fi concepts of time travel and then splitting time. Like, we get it, man. Don't treat us like idiots. People could handle a rated R Joker movie and then also have Jared Leto's Joker happening at the same time.
Yeah.
We're not idiots, movie studios. Just do it.
Especially fans of these comics and these characters and these worlds aren't idiots. Mm-hmm. So that's why it'll work. I mean, HBO Max apparently wants to do like the Snyderverse, but WB's like,
they should. It's not gonna happen.
Which I hope, because HBO Max is like, give us more subscriptions. Let's go.
Yeah. You know what was something Warner Brothers I was related watching? Dune, baby. I'm excited for that.
When's that come out? It's summer, right?
Summer, yeah. HBO Max and theatrical release simultaneously. That I will for sure being.
I'll go with you. I should be vaccinated by then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will definitely go see that in theaters. Apparently, AMC's are reopening next month here.
The one by me in the burbs is opened. So
I think the ones in the cities are reopening in April.
Yeah, I'm planning on seeing Minari this weekend because I gotta support Asian films, man. Steven Yeun.
I hear it's really good. He's a good actor too. Man.
He's our handsomest Asian.
And I agree.
I gotta support him.
He's a handsome dude.
He's so good looking.
He's very good looking. Yeah. He was a good Glenn.
He's funny too.
Yeah.
Dude. He's a funny guy. I've seen him in interviews and whatnot. He did improv back in the day.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know that. You know what I'm excited for next week? Godzilla vs. Kong.
Is that next week?
It's next week, the 31st. Oh, I'm pretty sure it's the 31st.
I might see that in theaters. I don't remember when the HBO Max runs out.
It's a...
So, might see that in theaters. Oh, man. Okay. I'm not looking forward to this movie.
Really?
It's... that stupid premise of, like, we're gonna fight... Oh, my God. Got the, little burps because of this beer. That classic, stupid crossover premise of we're going to fight each other and then we're going to team up in Act 3 to fight the real threat. Yeah, get the fuck out of here, that storyline, man.
I know. They did it in the last one, too.
Yeah.
Where it was Godzilla versus the monsters, then Godzilla and Mothra team up to take on...
Well, Mothra's always been...
I know.
Man. I love Mothra.
So do I. Mothra's great. Yeah, next theaters March 31st.
Oh, shit, dude.
It opened in China. It's already grossed like $30 million in China.
Hell yeah, man.
But no, I'm excited for that. Apparently it's getting good reviews, too. Apparently they're saying it's fucking awesome.
Alright. Again, I don't like apes. Goddamn dirty apes. Man.
I watched Kong Skull Island like a couple weeks ago. It was an okay movie.
That too.
It was good. Like, it wasn't like the best King Kong movie, but it was a good movie. Like, I enjoyed it.
I like it.
And I have a little celebrity crush on Brie Larson.
Oh yeah, me too. And also, again, supporting Asian actors, Eugene Cordero, man. It's weird seeing him in. I saw Kong Skull Island, and I saw him on screen, and he lived through the whole movie. I was surprised. It's like, hey, Eugene Cordero, because I know him from like comedy podcasts and improv. Just like, holy shit, that dude's ripped, and he's in an action movie.
It's like he lived when John Goodman died.
Yeah,
that's how you know they care.
Yeah,
if John Goodman dies. And the Asian guy lives.
Also, have you seen The Good Place?
Why does that sound familiar?
It was...
That's with Ted Danson?
Yeah, Ted Danson.
No, I've seen previews for it on Netflix.
Okay.
With Kirsten Bell?
Yeah. He's like a guest. He guests on that show in a couple episodes where there's like a Filipino character who's an idiot, and he plays that idiot best friend who shows up in some scenes. Okay. But yeah.
You know, I kind of binged just one day when it was so slow at work. I binged like all 5 episodes of the early morning show with
Ben Schwartz.
With Ben Schwartz and Lauren
Lapkus.
Is it Lapkus?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fucking hilarious.
Dude.
It was so good.
Watch the outtakes.
Oh, I did.
Okay.
There's a whole hour of outtakes, and like if I have downtime, I'll just turn it on YouTube and be like, "Oh, that was funny."
I love Ben Schwartz, and I hope he's the standardized Sonic the Hedgehog voice from here on out.
Agreed.
Since the previous Sonic voice actor retired, and they still haven't announced the new one. Come on, Ben Schwartz.
Come on,
Ben Schwartz. Any closing comments on Snyder Cut?
That was great. I would watch it. I'm probably gonna watch it again. I'm probably gonna just pick a day where I'm just gonna fucking sit down and watch Man of Steel, Dawn of Justice, and Snyder Cut all in a day. So it's a whole day.
I'm gonna rewatch Aquaman again.
Oh yeah, Aquaman was good.
That's such a fun movie. It's so stupid.
Because it's Aquaman.
Aquaman can be good. The Jeff Johns. If you're interested in good Aquaman stories, the Jeff Johns run is super good.
I like Jeff Johns. Apparently, like he was one of the people who were like fucking with Ray Fisher. Yeah. So, like, I kind of want to stay away from that until like more information comes out.
He's still a good writer and has arguably the best Aquaman run and for sure the best Green Lantern run. Really? And maybe the best, and arguably the best Flash run. Flash run.
Alright.
Yeah, it's a shame. Maybe been a shitty guy. But, like, yeah, stories are great. That was pre-semi cancellation. Because we don't know how involved with...
But I feel like Ray Fisher wouldn't put his young Hollywood career on the line just to out some people, you know?
Yeah.
Because, like, he's young, and he has or had a whole career ahead of him.
Shit. And then he's been pretty much blackballed since then. Hasn't been in anything that I know of.
But,
I mean... Friday Night Lights?
Maybe.
Yeah. Because I remember him being a hot commodity before Justice League, and since then, I don't know, man.
But, I mean, that's what happens when you... But I just feel like, you know, you don't make something like that up.
No, not when...
And then, especially now, other people who worked with... and other people have come out at least against Joss Whedon saying, oh yeah, Joss Whedon's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
It's always the creative ones who are pieces of shit. Except us.
Getting back to comic books, Joss Whedon has one of my favorite X-Men runs. The first volume of Astonishing X-Men. So, I mean... I haven't bought a single issue of those. I've always pirated them. So
I mean, I've never really cared about Joss Whedon.
Yeah, I don't care for Buffy.
Yeah, and I'm with you. I feel like the first 2 Avenger movies were just
some of the worst. Man, I think they're bottom tier. They're bottom tier.
No, I agree. But yeah, even before that came out about him, I was like, I really don't give a shit about Joss Whedon.
Yeah,
like the Firefly movie was okay. The Firefly show got canceled after 1 season, so... Yeah.
Speaking of canceled people, I keep thinking I might get back into Louis C.K.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, it's... I don't know. It's tough. It's tough, because there are gradations of being a piece of shit. His is, like, in the bottom spectrum of it. He's no... Woody Allen, where
Woody Allen's a scumbag.
Where he's taking...
Have you watched that documentary?
I don't need to know the documentary, man.
It's
like
it's haunting how disgusting of a man he is.
Even when I was because I've always heard how great Woody Allen was as a filmmaker, but here's the thing. My mom watched, like, Access Hollywood Entertainment Tonight, and I grew up watching that shit in the 90s when he first started dating Sun Yi, And even then, I thought that was gross as a kid.
Right.
Because, like...
So that's your daughter, technically.
I'm like, that's fucked up. Like, I'm only, like, 10 years old, and, like... You adopted this person? And she's how much younger than you? And you're marrying her? This is fucked up. So
he's a fucked up person.
Yeah, so, like, even since then, like, I didn't watch any Woody Allen movies just because, like, it didn't take me until, like, I don't know, I was in my 20s and I'm like, okay, I'll finally get into Woody Allen. And then, like, the new stuff came out, like, oh, he wasn't just, he's a garbage human being. He's grosser than we thought. Okay, this is hard.
Yeah, he's disgusting.
I can still watch Midnight in Paris. Because that still seems... I don't know. Just
scumbag.
Watching Manhattan. That's such a Woody Allen movie. The filmmaking is great, though. It's so tough to separate the art from the man. Because I can still listen to Michael Jackson songs. Because, like, going into it, you kind of knew he was a creep to begin with. Yeah. And then it's like,
But he's the king of pop.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah. Michael Jackson. He is the king of pop.
He is the king of pop.
He's
the king of pop.
Asterisk.
Of like, all these people.
Like, yeah, we've known he was
we know he's a fucked up guy.
Yeah. But I think it's better now because he's dead. Like, maybe once Woody Allen's dead, we could fucking watch this shit again.
Because the documentary on HBO about him molesting the 2 kids didn't come out till, like, 10 years after he died.
Well,
or 12 years after he died.
Charlie Chaplin. Well, no, that there were interviews and...
I know there were interviews, but, like, the HBO series that came out a couple years ago, I was like, oh, yeah, this happened, like, 10, 15 years ago when I was a kid, and Michael Jackson raped me. I was like, oh, shit.
Because even then, when... We'll never know the truth of what actually happened.
Exactly.
But, like, there were, like, psychiatrists and whatnot and trauma therapists who analyzed those interviews. And it's just, like, whether or not Michael Jackson did or didn't do those things, like, those people went through some shit. Went through actual trauma.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I don't know there's a problem with Michael Jackson. Like, 99.99999% sure. Like, yeah, it's fucking Michael Jackson. But, yeah. We'll never know.
Yeah, we'll never know. But that's the problem with people who have, like, that power. I don't know, man. It's just... It's haunting. Long story short, so we can move on. Woody Allen is a piece of shit. Joss Whedon is fucking garbage. Yeah. Michael Jackson is a genius, but probably also garbage.
He is garbage. Let's be
real, he is garbage.
But he's been dead. So he's dead, so it's fine. You get that after you're dead, because Charlie Chaplin was a piece of shit also banging teenagers. But nobody talks about him because he's been dead for 100 years. Well, not 100 years, like less than that, but he's been dead for a while.
Fair.
Like everybody,
like when Donald Trump dies, we'll probably be laughing about it.
Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. That guy. What's his name? That guy married his, like... Yeah, that guy married his, like, 13 or 14-year-old cousin.
Really?
Yes.
Who was another person that did that? Who's really well known?
Elvis banged.
Yeah, Elvis did that.
I think some... The guy who I'm thinking of, oh man, I can't remember his name.
It's a guy who married his like third removed cousin or something.
So many guys.
No,
Ted Nugent?
No, maybe Ted Nugent. He's a fucking piece of shit.
Stuff.
Ted Nugent's fucking horrible. God, I can't remember. It was like an actor or like someone well known.
There's so many people.
I know. But moving on, in the happier news, the trailer was released for James Gunn, The Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
What do you think about it?
Looks fun.
Yeah.
Looks fun. With these DC movies, I come in with low expectations. At the very least, it's going to be a fun ride.
Yeah.
It's James Gunn. He's going to give you a fun ride. Speaking of people canceled.
Right?
This guy was canceled for like a cool 8 months because he had some off-color jokes on Twitter from 10 years ago, which is what James Gunn does.
I mean, have you seen his movies?
Yeah, like pre-Disney team up. Like this is what he does.
Here's my thing: if the guys at South Park, and don't worry, I love South Park. It's still a great, relevant show. If those guys can go for 20 plus years and not be canceled,
it's weird because
then James Gunn is fine for making jokes.
When South Park does it, people get that it's a joke, but then when other people do it, they don't get that it's a joke, which makes sense depending on like the context of their background and whatnot. But if you look at James Gunn's background
and what he's done in his films and everything, it makes sense.
With like Slither, Super, like all his other movies have been dark comedies.
Like just look at the 2 Guardian movies.
Yeah, I mean that's like those are his least dark movies.
But they still have that crude humor.
Yeah,
where you're like, no, that's what James Gunn does.
Like James Gunn is a like. All of his Twitter is like all about jokes. All his movies about like dark humor and dark jokes.
Have you seen Slither?
All of a sudden, this one thing. No, this is the one thing that's serious. Just again, there's a spectrum to cancellation. He's
not Gina. Is it Cardino?
Gina Carano.
Carano. Yeah. He's not. Gina Carano, correct?
Yeah, Gina Carano.
Carano, goddamn. Yeah. Gina Carano, where, you go on Twitter and you say how masks are stupid, anti-vax this.
Even then, that's like, not that...
But here's the thing, she did it multiple times when Disney was probably like, hey, we love you.
You work for Disney. Keep it cool. Keep it squeaky clean.
It's like, you can have your opinions, but...
Yeah.
That's why you never work for Disney, because you can't have opinions.
Yeah. At least make it... Now people will find a private account and trace it back to you. Yeah.
Like I have 2 fucking other Twitter accounts. One is a John Barron one. Like the fake name that Trump made up and called into a radio station under once. I have a John Barron Trump account. I'm pretty sure it has more followers than me too, but it's besides the point.
Yeah.
I post so much stupid shit on that.
Yeah. Like, because, again, gradations to cancellation. Gina Carano wasn't storming the Capitol or anything like that. You're just voicing your opinion, which you should be okay to do. And still, she's not calling on violence on anybody or anything. I don't know. I'm thinking she might get uncanceled for season 4 of The Mandalorian.
I don't think so.
Like a James Gunn thing.
I don't think so.
I don't know. Because I like her character.
I do too. I like Cara Dune.
And even though I don't agree with what she's saying, she has a right to say it.
But it's also Disney.
It is also Disney, and I don't know. Disney.
Like I said, you have no rights when you work for Disney.
Yeah, Disney, again, a bad joke from 10 years ago, got James Gunn canceled. Again, for like a year, and then he's rehired and on for the next fucking Guardians movie again.
Yeah, but he did the dumb jokes. He apologized for it. Yeah. Gina Carano was like, no, I know what I said.
Did she double down?
She doubled down. She's like, no, I stand by what I said. And then ever since they fired her, she went on like Ben Shapiro's like podcast and totally ripped Disney, and she's burned that bridge. She has burned that bridge.
Good for her for sticking to her guns.
Agreed.
On principle.
I don't agree with what she's saying, but I do agree. Like, good for her for sticking to it, staying strong, even though it probably cost you your Star Wars career.
Yeah,
and that's a lot of money she said bye to. But some people don't care about money.
Well, she could get a job with Zack Snyder or something. Like, there's a solid list of conservative filmmakers she could probably end up
Zack
working
Snyder
with.
conservative?
Yeah, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think Michael Bay's on that list. Like,
well, that doesn't shock me.
Have you seen 300? Like, with the scenes that he specifically added for the theatrical version, he has Cersei Lannister flat out saying, freedom isn't free, justifying their arming up and going to war.
It's a movie, bud.
No, and also, if you read interviews,
we'll look into it.
No, I'm 100% sure. Yeah, Suicide Squad looks fun.
Yeah.
Nice reveal at the end, Starro, so you know they're good. Again, what I like about comic book movies and TV shows, when you go full blown comic book, like
Polka Dot Man.
Yeah, Polka Dot going full blown. Speed Force getting full blown. Starro. Hell yeah,
I'm stoked for it. Man. And I love that Sylvester Stallone is playing Shark Man or whatever. Or Killer Shark.
Killer Shark.
Yeah, so he's playing Killer Shark.
Yeah.
I love Killer Shark. He's one of my favorite Suicide Squad members, and he's also going to be in the game that's coming out. So yeah. I'm super stoked for that.
Have you seen the Harley animated series?
No.
Watch that. I hear it's great.
Right.
Killer Shark's on the cast.
Cool.
Roster.
Awesome.
Dudes.
That's on HBO, right?
Yeah, it's on HBO Max, baby. I think it was originally on DC Universe.
Okay.
And then that got canceled and then folded in.
Which sucks, because I still am going to watch it, but I want to watch the Swamp Thing. Because I heard it was really good.
Me too.
I've heard nothing but good things about it. And it gets canceled.
Before it comes out, yeah.
It was what was that Marvel show that got canceled? 2 episodes in, that was but it got shit reviews.
Wow, what was it? Was it an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. spinoff? I know Inhumans was shit. I watched all of that.
That one. It was Inhumans.
I watched all of Inhumans because I love
that was a series, right?
In the comics, yeah.
Yeah. I heard that was the one. I heard that was shit.
Oh, it's the worst Marvel thing
ever.
Yeah. Hands down. But I love the characters in the comics. I love the casting. It's just those showrunners. I don't know, man. What the fuck did you do with that? It was awful. It was awful. It could have been Marvel's Game of Thrones, where you have this royal family, this inner politicking with superpowers, and then you fuck it up when Game of Thrones was the hottest thing going on at that time. Right. You idiots. You idiots. You stupid idiots. You savages and idiots. What else have you been watching?
Modern Family.
Modern Family.
Yeah. It's such a good show, man.
It's so good, man.
Dude, in the past 2 months, I'm just started season 8.
Yeah, because I was gonna say if last week you're on Adam Devine being in the show, you gotta be on the later seasons.
Yeah, it's a fucking great show.
Yeah,
that's what I always do though. I always start a show when it's already off the air. I'm like, how did I sleep on this for fucking 10 years?
It's a good way to watch a show though. Just watch it at your own pace rather than waiting week to week.
Oh, let me look up his name because I want to do. It's not a hats off, but I do want to give accommodation to someone who just died, because this is also one of my favorite shows.
Ooh.
Hats off to George Segal. Just passed. He played Pops in The Goldbergs.
Ah, George Segal.
So hats off to him. He was awesome in The Goldbergs. He had a great acting career. If you haven't watched The Goldbergs, he's great in it.
I haven't, but I watched all of Just Shoot Me, which was
he was great in Just Shoot Me.
90s
NBC
sitcom about a fashion magazine where he played the main character's dad and boss. He was the editor-in-chief and owner.
Yeah, he passed. He passed yesterday. So but watch The Goldbergs. You like it. It has a lot of pop culture references to him. You'd like it. And it's all the creator of the show. It's all based off
it's like an 80s.
His
life. It takes place in the 80s.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch that.
Oh, come on, man.
I
watch the first couple episodes. Give it a shot.
I watched The Wonder Years when I was a kid. I like that premise of the throwback show. I'm not into that anymore in my life. I got enough of that. I'm good.
But yeah, so I've been watching Modern Family, and then obviously Snyder Cut.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of movies. Barb and Star go to Vista Del Mar.
Tasia wants to watch that.
You guys should rent that on Amazon Prime.
Is it good?
It's funny, man.
Okay.
It's the premise of it. It seems like it's these middle-aged women going on a vacation trip to Vista Del Mar, Florida. Funny. Yeah, something that I thought would have Romy and Michelle's high school reunion type vibes, but they quickly establish in the first 5 minutes. No, we're going full blown weird with this. It's going like those high premise, offbeat, weird comedies
right.
from back in the day of like a Austin Powers type thing.
Oh, okay, cool.
Like, we're going full blown weird with this movie. I don't want to spoil anything, but Kristen Wiig, Annie Mumolo, fucking hilarious. It's just, it gets so ridiculous. It's awesome. So if
is it like Bridesmaids ridiculous?
Sillier.
Oh wow,
way sillier, way sillier, way sillier.
Because that's a great movie.
It is barely grounded in reality. This movie. It is. Yeah, I love it, man. Barb and Star go to Vista Del Mar. There's a great scene with a crab, which I love crabs.
Crabs are great.
It's a good scene.
I love eating crabs and lobster.
Yeah. I don't want to spoil it for you since
don't spoil it because we're gonna watch it.
If we're gonna watch it, definitely watch Barb and Star go to Vista Del Mar.
Okay.
Because I love Kristen Wiig.
She's great.
Yeah. I love her as Barbara Minerva in Wonder Woman 1984. Shame that movie couldn't.
My only issue with that movie was just a little too long. It could have easily been 20 to 30 minutes shorter and still been a good movie. It's not as good as the first one.
A lot of things didn't come together for that movie.
Right.
There's a lot of things. The liar ending, which people pointed out, and then it clicked with me. Like, oh yeah, that like, I gotta be a better father. And everything works out. Nah. If that was directed by Zack Snyder, or if he had a hand in that, they would have done the comic book thing and snapped his neck. Wonder Woman just snapping his neck on national TV. Which I'm glad they didn't, because Wonder Woman's always meant to be
that hero. She's the female version of Superman.
Yes. That's empty. I need a refill of my Blue Moon Light. But yeah, I rewatched a bunch of awesome, totally not depressing movies. Boogie Nights and Train Spotting.
That's just a sad afternoon,
Fun
man.
movies, dude.
That's a sad afternoon.
Yeah, it was great. And then I finally... Ooh. What, Sempai calling in?
Ooh, Sempai.
What up, Sempai? I'm just talking on the mic about how I finally watched the Train Spotting sequel. Yeah, it's not as good. It's not as good. Yeah. Yeah, we're wrapping up. We're going to pop over and grab dinner. Yeah, just text us where that is. Alright, cool. Alright, see you. Yeah, but Train Spotting 2. It didn't need a sequel, but it makes sense. It makes sense in and of itself, where you have the actors and the creator, like the directors, writers of that movie, kind of revisiting those characters and kind of themselves 20 years later. Like, where would these people be? Who are we in this day and age? It's interesting. It's worth watching. I mean, if you skip it, it's fine. But I retract my it's worth watching. I mean, it's a fine movie. If you like Train Spotting, definitely check it out.
The grown-up versions of the younger characters.
But Train Spotting is just so solid. Like what Senpai said on the phone, doesn't need a sequel. Train Spotting is so good, man. So good. It may have been instrumental in me getting into 80s electronic music, baby. Because I forgot, New Order's Temptation was in that song, and then after the movie, I just went and listened to a bunch of different recordings of New Order's Temptation, and that song is fucking tits. Top 10 song for me, man. So many variations of it. For like, there's the 7-inch recording, the single recording, the album recording, different live variations. Dude, that's what New Order did, man. They just released so many different recordings of their songs, and they're all great. And they're all in their own different ways. I love New Order. They're one of my favorite bands, baby. New Order's Age of Consent is my number one favorite song of all time. Trainspotting. Solid. Oh, man.
Give it 4 swims.
That baby. That image is burned in my brain right now.
Yeah, we're not getting sad right now.
Yeah, no. But you choose life, you choose the washing machine, you choose the 2 kids, you choose watching Trainspotting, you choose HBO Max.
That's right.
You choose life.
Life.
Yeah. Is that it?
That's it.
All right.
Also, if you haven't played Final Fantasy VII Remake, because it's dope. I'm balls deep in that game right now.
Why do you have to say that? I was going to cut it right at the end of Choose Life.
Well, then just cut that out.
No. Play Final Fantasy VII Remake. Choose Final Fantasy VII Remake. Choose Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrated. Choose a PS5.
Or choose Xbox Series X if you like Xbox.
Not if you want to play Final Fantasy VII Remake.
We just play everything here.
No, we don't.
Well, I do. You just play PC and you
play exclusively Nintendo Switch. I don't know why I did an X.
I don't know. Yeah, so you don't play Xbox, but you play Nintendo Switch. Yeah. Smart man.
No, I'm Xing out Xbox.
I am not Xing out anyone.
Choose Monster Hunter Rise on PC. Choose PC.
Choose Xbox, PC, Switch, or Nintendo. Or PlayStation. Choose anything you want.
Don't choose what Michael Jackson chose and what Woody Allen chose. Don't choose that.
And on that note, we'll see you next week. We are the Nerdington Post. I'm Will.
Walter.
Don't be a douchebag.